Just kidding, I can't. User, oh no, it's just a... Okay. That's so funny. I'm a little behind in what you sent me on Twitter.
Yeah. I send a lot of things to Reverb, so that's...
I check like before I go to bed.
Extra brain rot before you go to sleep.
Yeah, so I have sweet dreams. Like my dream early. Oh, I had boring dreams the past 2 nights. One was just about ordering pasta.
That's a good dream, though.
No, it was boring. I usually have wild dreams, like people getting turned into dumplings.
And
To
you
feed
hand
the lower class.
and us handing out tomato soup.
Yeah. Toxic gone, yo.
Ayo.
Blah. That's me.
Bleh.
That's me when I wake up in the morning. Blah.
Ayo. Bleh.
What was the other dream? I write down all my dreams. There was something that someone got turned into food again. Oh yeah, so the whole premise was like going to a school and like what was it?
Doing a Macarena?
No. Doing quizzes. And then like they had us like go into teams and we had to go get people's stuff and then like remember whose stuff it was, then bring it back. But then my team was like some ranger guy, some 2 irrelevant people, and this pregnant lady. And I was also a cat boy.
Of course.
We were like, I had to go back down the school hall with all the stuff. But we had to go, he was like, okay, we're gonna go this special way so that the pregnant lady doesn't have to fight. And then he goes the wrong way, and these little goblins start attacking us. And the pregnant lady's like, oh no, so I have her like, I carry her on my back, and I'm trying to avoid like they're like Final Fantasy AoEs on the ground. And I'm trying to avoid them all, but I miss because I'm bad at avoiding AoEs.
As a person who like never remembers my dreams, this is just insane.
And then we go into the bathroom because I'm like, oh, they can't reach us if we're in the bathroom, and it's a bathroom full of bats. The bathroom. And we hide like in the entrance though, and then I turn into a shield and like block the bathroom.
Yes, as you do.
Casual. But then there's like this loudspeaker that or not loudspeaker, but like the demon goblin boys are like loud and they're like, we'll stop fighting if you every time I think of goblin I think of the video on your server that's just goblin. But so
that's a horrible video. Think about it.
But then so we're hiding in the bathroom and the goblins are like, if you sacrifice the 2 people hiding in the bathroom, then we'll stop fighting you guys and we'll let the rest of you go. And everyone's like, no, we can't sacrifice them. And then so we're still in the bathroom hiding, but then one of the spells hits me and kills me. Like it hits me in the heart. And
you're like, inside aren't you inside the bathroom?
We're like in the entrance of the bathroom because we were too afraid to go inside of the bat bathroom. But
yeah,
like,
the Morbius bathroom.
Yeah, Morbius is in there. We can't go in. And then so it hits me in the heart, and then the pregnant lady. Oh, earlier since we got hit by an AoE, I used the only healing thing on her so that she wouldn't die. But then so I got hit in the heart by the spell, and so I'm like back to Catboy mode, and I'm like dying. And then she goes and she sacrifices herself for me, and I get like a flashback, and it's so earlier in the dream I have this like memory about like being mad at my grandpa or something because my grandpa gave me like I had egg drop soup, and I was like I really wanted egg drop soup. But then my grandpa disappeared, and then someone gave me egg drop soup, and I could never have egg drop soup again. So I was really upset. But so to the end of the dream, the pregnant lady, I wrote down what happened. I wrote like when I was younger, I was sad on the night of the funeral. I was given the best egg drop soup. I now understand why. And the pregnant lady got turned into egg drop soup, and I had to drink the egg drop soup in order to be like revived.
You just stopped at the bleh screen to talk about this as well.
Yeah. So basically, the way that people were brought, like, were able to, the spell was that they got turned into egg drop soup, and you had to drink their, like, egg drop soup body in order to use the spell and not die.
Yeah. We've all been there.
And then I woke up and I was like, whoa, I really want some egg drop soup. It was because I had egg drop soup like 2 nights before or something. It's not as good as the dumpling one though. All my dreams are always deep, Maya. I don't know why. Like they
Yeah.
they have like continuity.
You have the craziest dreams.
I love them. That's why the dream about ordering pasta was so boring.
Fair
So
enough.
the dream that is like my favorite, other than the magical cowgirl dream where it was like two orphans and they were like so the dream was that I'll say the dumpling one after. But the dream was basically that um they were the dream starts off where there's a car crash and I'm in the car and we crash into their car or something and then we go to help them and it's a cow lady, like she's driving the car and then there's a baby cow in the passenger seat. And
Of
so
course.
I save the baby cow and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take care of this cow. And then I like am like taking care of her, like cleaning her and stuff. And then she turns into a human cowgirl. And so then like the dream fast forwards and I bought her like I adopted like a sibling for her and it was some Finnish girl. And so like the cowgirl had her orphan sister, the Finnish girl. And we like the it was like something about the grandfather or not the grandfather. Yeah. The grandfather like really liked the cowgirl but didn't really pay much attention to the other sister that I adopted. And so they like run away because we're like at the grocery store and they're being hunted. And they run away and they meet this gang of kids that like live in like a car.
Yeah,
And
naturally.
and the kids are like, Ayo, we need help. We're trying to move into this motel, but nobody will let us live in the motel because we're orphans and we live on the street. And the orphan cowgirls are like, oh, well, we'll help you. And then there's like bombs happening on the motel.
Yeah, sure.
So they had like we find out that the cowgirl is magical and she stops the bombs, and then the dude at the motel lets the hooligan kids live there, and then happily ever after. I won't.
Yeah, I agree.
But the dumpling dream was so I was like in a prison
Yeah.
meeting my friend who like was in the prison, but I was like I can't let you out because you're in prison. And then my other friend is like, we have to go. Like, you can't keep talking to the prison people. And I'm like, okay, goodbye. And I like go down this big hill to my house. But I go down the hill and then back up a hill because my house is on a different hill. But to get to that other hill, I have to go down a hill. And it's just this big house. And I go inside and like the whole house starts like shaking and stuff. And but I think it's like the people on the porch outside and they're like throwing stuff around. It's like the neighbors. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, we don't like this house. And I'm like, okay. And so I go back inside and the house keeps shaking and like spinning. And there's like other people there too, but they're irrelevant. And then uh we're like, oh, the house is like going crazy, and we're like, oh no, we have to run away. So we go outside, and the house turns into a big monster house, and it starts like has these little like tentacle things that like mouths at the end that are
Yeah,
like
sure.
trying to eat us. And so I run away. Oh, did my stream just freeze?
Did it?
I think it did for a second.
Maybe it's just a second.
Okay, we're good.
We're
So
good.
we run away down. I'm like running down the hill, and there's this big conveyor belt, and so I go there, and there's people pulling people out of the conveyor belt, and they're like covered in like sludge and stuff because they had just gotten eaten. But most people were like dead, but they were pulling out the alive people, and I pulled out these two people who were alive, and they like were telling me like about their life and stuff, and how they like were ready to die or something, but now they have new hope. And then after pulling out like a bunch of people from the conveyor belt, we find out like then there's packaged products coming down the conveyor belt, and I pick one up and I look at the ingredients, and it's just a list of names. It's a list of all the people who were put into the that were the dumplings now. And basically the Monster House ate people and then turned them into packaged dumplings, and then the conveyor belt went down to like the poorer people to feed the poorer people because it was like the middle class, upper class people that were getting eaten by the Monster House.
Okay, I need you to see a picture that I sent you.
Okay. Yeah, it does sound like a normal day. Yo, I have two sides, Catboy and Shield. It's me. Did you make that or did you find that?
I made it while we were talking.
Oh no! I'm gonna post that to the server. That's so funny.
Yes.
That's me. Catboy, Shield, and also egg drop soup. But yeah, those are three of my dreams that I've had recently. Well, not recently. The egg drop one was a while ago. If you know, you know.
Your dreams are you have such fucking wild dreams.
I could go through more, but I need to like go through my notes and remember. Those are just the ones I remember off the top of my head.
Like I probably only remember like 5 dreams, like in total.
Any wild ones?
I mean, I have some wild ones. Like I think I told you about the one where like one of my friends just sent me like a snap like, "Oh, just gave birth. Like you weren't pregnant yesterday," and then the child was just a seal, and I was like, "That's not your child. That's a seal." And they're like, "No, that's Roger. I love him very much." I'm like, "That's seal. That's just a seal flopping around on the
That
hospital
sounds
floor."
like a meme post you'd see.
It's like, that was the entire thing. It's like, that's a fucking weird dream.
No, it's not my child. That's
But no, the opposite. That's not a seal. That's my child.
Oh, sorry.
Don't disrespect Roger like that. I'm sorry.
That's so good. I'm gonna give birth to a seal one day.
That's a good quote.
Adds it to the quote list.
Let me know if you do. Can you name it Roger if you do?
Yeah, I will. Just for you.
Nice.